Hello, welcome to Andy's Little Sci-Fi Horror Show. My name's Andy.
And I'm Drew.
This is our little 10-minute window to the rest of the world. And we're talking about great haunted houses you see in the movie.
Oh, yes.
Now, we're up here in Gardner. Look, and we're heading towards a really famous haunted house. You want to take a left up here.
Okay.
Yes, most people, when they think of haunted houses, they think of the traditional Scooby-Doo image, the shutters and stuff like this. But we're talking about some of the more contemporary haunted house.
Well, in at least our view of what makes a good haunted house movie.
A classic example of this comes from way in the east, across the seas. I'm talking about The Grudge. That chick is crazy creepy. She bothered me. She freaked me out. I mean, I'm a grown man, and I'm not afraid to admit, when after I watched that movie, I had visions of her, like, crawling down the hallway as I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I was remedying that whole fear of that, because then I saw the actress outside that makeup, and, I mean, damn, she's fine.
The Grudge, which is actually remade by the original director of the movie it was based on, Ju-On.
Yes.
You know,
brought to America and produced by Sam Raimi himself.
Americanized. Yeah.
Sam Raimi himself.
Yeah.
But Sarah Michelle Gellar and Bill Pullman and a couple of other American actors, just so that, you know, we could relate to it better. Classic movie. And we watched the original, watched the American version. It's just amazing.
Now, I recently saw this movie, and I can appreciate this movie again because I just saw it on I forget exactly, AMC. Probably one of the best haunted house movies that I've seen made recently is with Nicole Kidman in The Others.
There were voices, a boy and two women, and they were talking together.
Mummy, look! This is the father, this is the mother, this is Victor, and this is the old woman.
What do these numbers stand for?
That's the number of times I've seen them.
Yes.
That movie is very psychological, and it is such a uniquely done perspective of a horror.
It's like a fresh look at something we've, you know, seen many times before. But even the house itself is iconic when you see it. The house is constantly shrouded in fog, which is awesome. I mean, it's mythical looking. It's beautiful. That's a great example.
Well, the other thing too is that the elements of a good horror movie is in the early classic horror movies is all there. It's all sounds. It's all visual.
Awesome sounds.
It's all
watch that in surround sound.
Exactly.
You have to. The kid running across the street here. Oh.
And Nicole Kidman does an excellent job as this mother of these two kids in this house by themselves. It's post-World War II, supposedly.
Yes, it's a period piece. So
yeah, it is kind of like one of those, and it's very well done. And the ending will freak you out like nothing else.
Yeah.
I've seen them too.
Right, don't give away too much.
I'm not going to give that away. The best
part of that movie is the whole movie begins with this blood-curdling scream. It completely offsets the viewer.
I thought it was really well done.
Another haunted house would be from the original and the 1994 remake of House on the Haunted Hill.
Oh, that was
a classic. The first one, William Castle, Vincent Price, you know, 7 guests in the house. If you survive the night, you get the prize. The 7 little coffins with the guns. Even the remake, it's amazing. They remade it for the 90s it was actually a film production company called Dark Castle. Even the original house in the Vincent Price version was kind of boxy and strangely non-traditional for the time. Then they followed up with the remake being an abandoned insane asylum. It was just completely messed up. Insane ghosts.
Well, another movie that was a haunted house remake is, of course, The Haunting.
Or The Haunting of Hill House.
Or The Haunting of Hill House. Now, the original Haunting of Hill House was a British film, and it was very well done. And then, of course,
they remade it. They actually reused a lot of the original elements. Elements of the remake have the old school tricks, but they did amp it up with a whole lot of CGI. But they used CGI correct.
God, what's happening?
Oh gosh, it was the early days of CGI, and they didn't overdo it. There was a lot of practical effects in it. It was very well done.
The cast was pretty good too.
Yeah, you had Liam Neeson, you had Catherine Zeta-Jones, you had Owen Wilson. They do a really good job, and
You want to take it right up here?
oh, right? Okay. And I was really impressed with how well the story was played out. And really, to tell you the truth, just that last bit with the thing going, Eleanor, every time gets me. Every time.
Okay. Well, like I said, we're up here in Gardner. We're actually on our way to a haunted house. Yes, this is actually in the New England lore a famous haunted house. Triple story, Victorian style. Taps themselves even came here and investigated and found some stuff. But as I said, we're talking, we're up in here in Gardner on our way to a haunted house talking about haunted houses. And I think one of the best examples of a modern day haunted house that really, well, I say modern day is actually from the 80s now, so it's about 20-something plus years old. But a great modern day example is Poltergeist. Steven Spielberg produced, Tobe Hooper directed. It's a haunted house like no other. The door changing into that creature and freaking the clown. That one messed up story. Like I said before, we're up here in Gardner, Massachusetts, and we're gonna look for this famous haunted house. It's up the end of this road, I believe. It's got some local hubbub about it. A radio DJ for classic oldies station actually bought it, and he's also kind of known in a kind of campy way as the director or producer of it's really a campy film called Attack of the Killer Refrigerators. Would you actually have a copy of?
I actually do have a copy. And
Is it an autographed copy of it?
Yeah, I do have that copy. I actually met him. He went to school at the Fitchburg State College, where I studied film and television.
Yes, he actually is the, well, I don't say proprietor, he's like the owner of the house. And, well, one of the recent owners. This house has actually changed owners many times since I've known about it. And I believe it's coming up here on
Yeah, it's right on the left. There it is.
The third floor is supposedly very haunted. Well, that's all we got time for in this episode of Great Haunted Houses. My name's Andy.
And I'm Drew.
In the words of a great master filmmaker, George Romero, stay scared.